the last one. I'm sorry.
Why haven't I received these questions?
Yeah, right. We really need to.
This is my fucking show here.
Yeah, we gotta get him in here. All right, here we go. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 1 of Elevation Nation. Our special guest, the one, the only, Mr. Ohio State, now Mr. NetJets, Joseph Lane returns to the podcast. We are so excited to catch up with Joey about what he's doing now. We're talking a little bit about legacy, but really, this is going to be an entertaining episode. So if you want to learn something, stick around. But if you want to laugh, mostly at us, maybe a little bit with us, this is the episode for you. Joey Lane, welcome to Elevation Nation, bro.
God, it's great to be here. Obviously I'm a different guest than you guys have because I talk to you guys all the time. So it's really, really fun to first and foremost catch up with you guys, especially Parker, who I haven't, I talk to Sam, unfortunately, all the time. Parker, I don't get to talk to.
Same.
Yeah, I try. It's just awesome to see your guys' faces. Like, this is a blast. I've been dying to come back on, everybody. I've been begging to come back on, and finally, my time has come for my second time around the sun.
Well, we are, 140 episodes later, Joey, since episode uno, since you came on. I mean, damn, that was back in, I want to say October. It may have even been September 2020. And now it's March 2022. Holy shit. Joey's famous now, guys, Elevation Nation. He's on big time Ohio State radio, all this, doing that, wearing his NetJets sweater as he looks at us in the on the computer, just came back from this sick golf tournament. We're going to get into all of it, but like Sam said, this episode's going to be different. It's going to be unique. We're not going to be doing a Q&A. We're going to have a conversation. But Joey,
I want to start it off though. I want the people to get to know who Joey is. If you missed episode 1, or if for some reason you live under a rock and you don't know Mr. Buckeye, Ohio State's finest, Joey Lane. Joe, give us a little elevator pitch for Elevation Nation. Who the heck are you?
Yeah, first and foremost, Mr. Buckeye, that's an honor. I appreciate that. But long story short about me is I played basketball at Ohio State. That's what I'm most known for in the way that not most people think of basketball players, right? I was known for being the bench warmer guy. I came to Ohio State as a walk-on, got put on scholarship my sophomore year, went through 2 different coaching staffs, went through some of the worst teams in Ohio State history, some of the best teams in Ohio State history. I've seen it. I've seen it all. I was heavily recruited as a Division III basketball player in high school, but not as an Ohio State caliber basketball player. By hard work, dedication, and some luck, got to Ohio State where, like I said before, had some fun years, had some shitty years. So I was known as the guy at the end of the bench. I wore the towel around my neck. That's how towel game kind of started. It took on a life of its own. Built this brand around this idea that, it's the way I kind of carried myself on and off the court, really. Not taking myself too seriously, but at the same time, caring at a really, really high level about my success and the team's success. But that landed me in this rarefied air where the fans just loved me, which was awesome. I mean, that was my dream. Going to Ohio State, I was not going there to be an NBA player. I was going there to make a name for myself, and I absolutely did. With the help of a lot of awesome teammates and coaches along the way. Became a captain my senior year. Sam's repping the Towel Gang merch right now. But I was a captain my senior year, 2 NCAA tournament wins, one year that we were super close to winning the Big Ten. And then from that point on, I kind of moved on into my adult life, my young adult life, where I still don't feel like I'm an adult, but I guess technically purely because of age I am. And I started my own podcast doing Ohio State stuff, talking Ohio State hoops, Ohio State basketball with one of my good buddies, Andrew Zolden, who, by the way, you guys should probably have on at some point because that would be an awesome
Yeah, Zolden, we're going to have you on. Sorry, bro. You definitely are due.
But yeah, and then also working in sales. And at a company called NetJets, which offers private travel services to high net worth individuals and companies. So I love sales because everything that I loved about basketball and sports, I bring into sales, whether it's team atmosphere, competitive, and really the success that you make is all because of yourself, and how much money you make is all based on how hard you work, which is just like sports. So I love what I'm doing with NetJets. I get to do stuff in the sports world. Parker mentioned it. I get to go to a handful of really cool golf tournaments every year. I got to go to the Super Bowl. I got to do a lot of really cool things through NetJets. I love it. I love doing my side hustle of podcasting like these guys do as well. I get to be on the radio, do some stuff with 97.1 The Fan, which if you're local to Columbus, that's the Ohio station for all things Buckeye athletics. And then even break some news, kind of, not really on the show, but I might be on TV next week talking about Ohio State hoops. So, it's been really, really fun. A lot has changed in the last year and a half since I was last on this show, but that was the longest elevator pitch in the history of elevator pitches, because I know in sales, an elevator pitch is not supposed to be that long, but I was
going to say, like, dude, are you walking to heaven? Like, you literally on the elevator to heaven? Because that thing is taking a while. But, Joey, love it. Elevation Nation. Honestly, we go into even deeper about Joey's story at Ohio State, with Ohio State basketball, what life and the actual difficulties that Joey had after college. But go to episode 1 if you want to learn more about Joey, through that experience. This episode is going to be different because we're going to catch up with Joey about all the things that he's been doing, but like we've been saying, talking about life. So, Joey, what's been going on lately? What's top of mind? I know Ohio State tournament team, yes, no, Big Ten, I mean,
as we're recording this, right? I mean, it's early March. The madness has begun. The first round of the Big Ten tournament is happening right now. I'm going to Indy tomorrow for the Big Ten tournament. We will be so far removed when this episode airs, but I mean, I'm locked into basketball right now. There's no doubt about it. Ohio State's going to make the tournament, but they are going the wrong way. They've lost 3 or 4. They've lost to some bad teams, including your Maryland Terrapins. I mean, they're not playing the best basketball right now, but I'm so locked in on basketball right now. How could you not be? It's March. It's the best.
You dedicate your whole season to this. I mean, you're on Twitter. I see you. You're like tweeting every game, this, that, super fan, this, that, hitting on the radio, talking all your smack. And now is when it all comes together, Maybe you guys needed a little kick in the butt right before postseason.
I hope you're right. I mean, it's crazy because I was in D.C. when we played Maryland. I didn't even go to the game. That started this whole slide. That's probably the reason why. Like, if I'm in Maryland, I should be going to the freaking game. So, probably my fault, honestly.
Well, after last year, I'm sure anything could be better than that. Just saying.
For real. But Ohio State basketball in general, it consumes my life. Even when I came and visited these guys a couple weeks ago, I mean, like, we did a lot of fun stuff. It was nice. We got out, we walked and everything, but like Sunday was dedicated to hoops. Like, we had hoops to watch. We had to. And there's nothing that Sam Panitch hates more than sitting inside on a Sunday.
Wasting time. He's wasting time. Oh, I could be doing something else.
Exactly.
Is that how
what do you have
voice
to say
sounds?
about that, Sam?
I actually like watching hoops. I know basketball, so I enjoy it, and I love college basketball. There's nothing I hate more, to correct Joey's statement, than sitting all day on a Sunday watching football. I think that is the dumbest shit ever. Like, how macho do you have to pretend you are that you, like, actually care about these random-ass teams? Like, I think it's sad. Sorry. I'm going to say it. Basketball, though, is a beautiful game. Football,
but we have reason to care. We have reason to care about these games, Sam.
It's just fantasy football. That's the only reason why.
That's all it is.
It's the only reason. It's the only reason. That's why I don't play fantasy leagues.
And sports gambling, but mostly fantasy.
Oh, we can go down that road, Joe.
We should, honestly. But before we do, I got a question for you guys. We're talking about sports. This changes all the time for a lot of people. I have different answers than I did 4 years ago. I'm sure you guys had different answers from when you were kids. What is your favorite sport to watch, and what's your favorite sport to play?
Oh.
Could be the same answer.
Favorite sport to watch, college basketball. Favorite sport to play, pickleball. It's not even close. Like, it literally is not even close. I'm obsessed with pickleball. For people that don't know what pickleball is, it's tiny tennis, big ping pong. First got exposed to pickleball, Stevenson High School, freshman year gym class. They're like, oh, we're playing this sport called pickleball. Me and all the other, like, semi-athletic kids were like, this sounds dumb. Then we started playing, and I was like, holy shit, this is so much fun. Then I didn't touch.
Wait, you were playing at Stevenson?
Yeah, bro, in gym class. They, like, had a whole gym unit on pickleball. We thought it was a fake game. Like, I thought it was a gym class game. I didn't realize it was legit. Fast forward, my parents moved down to Savannah, Georgia. There are a dozen under the lights, professionally graded pickleball courts in their community, bro. There are anywhere from like 25-year-old to 80-year-old leagues. And when I go down, it's like the only thing I want to do. I want to play pickleball. I get on the pickleball machine. I'm getting in reps, bro.
What a great answer, Sam. That's
Thank
the
you.
lead answer.
Thank you. I got my own paddle for Hanukkah. I mean, like, we're taking this shit seriously.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, 4 months later. For me, let's see. I think definitely to watch football. Like, no doubt in my mind, man. Like, that's the greatest fucking sport in the entire world. Baltimore Ravens, till I die. Like, literally, I think I hit 6 games this past year, which was kind of upsetting because now I'm in New York City. It's a little bit more difficult to get the games, but I'm dedicated, bro. I'm traveling. I'm going there. Like, I love my Ravens. But to play, oh, man, I mean, back in the day, I played baseball and soccer, 2 great sports. They're so fun. I was a catcher and a goalie, so I blocked balls. And, yeah, I always enjoyed that because no one wanted to do it. And I was just like, I'll do it, and I'll try to be good at it. And that was cool. But now, golf is amazing. I love golf to death. But I haven't played golf in, a few months because of the weather. But recently, I've been playing ping pong on my Oculus, VR ping pong. And they're laughing. These guys are laughing, Elevation Nation. They're like, oh, you're playing VR ping pong. That's not a
We're
sport.
laughing because I knew you were going to say that. Why don't you share with everyone what you're ranked in the world?
I'm ranked like 8,500 in the world right now out of like 250,000 people. I am dedicated to this game. I think I have 170 wins versus ranked opponents. I play every day. It's really, really funny if you're on the outside looking in because I'm just like swinging, like, But when I'm done, I'm fucking sweating my ass off. Like, it's a sport. I'm playing a real person. They're playing me. It's going back and forth. We're trash talking. It's serious, bro.
Talk to them?
Dude, it's legit.
You can talk to them. You can see their like headset, how their hands move. Oh, it's real deal.
Wow, I'm so in on that.
Well, you would like the golf version of it.
I was about to say, I don't know if I've heard of a more perfect gift for you to drop money on, Joey. Like, it is so up your alley. I was so skeptical. I went to Parker's and I tried it. Dude, it is wild. The games are so legit. It is you're never gonna work. Sorry, NetJets. Like, you're just gonna sit on your headset.
Can't bring that
Oh, true. I forgot. He goes in the office, but after work, you're screwed. Like, you're just gonna be playing Fruit Ninja and golf all night.
Wow. All right.
Well, you can also watch your Ohio State highlights on it. You can watch like YouTube, but then you could play. You could go to Top Golf. You could. I bought this new game. It's like It's like Guitar Hero meets like, I don't know, ninja
lightsabers
shit. And you're just like,
You gotta hit the note.
yeah, with the note. Oh, dude, it's everything about it. Everything's about it's amazing.
Unreal.
What about
That
you,
was
Joey?
Yeah, that was a good question, Joe. Your turn.
To watch, it's basketball. I don't care if it's the Pelicans versus the Hornets or North Dakota State versus IUPUI. I will watch any basketball anytime. I'm obsessed. NBA. If I had to choose college, but NBA basketball at its highest level, that's the best the sport can be, right? So, NBA or in college basketball, that's to watch for sure. And it used basketball to play, obviously. Like, I was obsessed with basketball for the longest time. Like, all I wanted to do was play basketball. Not anymore. I'm equally, if not more, obsessed with golf now. all I want to do is play golf all the time. I got a putting mat in my apartment. I take my clubs and walk around with them in the apartment. I go and go to the simulator if the weather's bad, which it usually is here. I remember I came and visited them earlier at the end of 2021, and I came for 4 days, and I brought my clubs to play one round, and it was pouring rain, but I was like, this is the greatest day of my life because I just love playing golf. So I'm obsessed with golf. It's all I think about. I just bought another pair of golf shoes today for no reason other than just because I'm obsessed. And golf's the ultimate sport because you can play it until the day you die. It's the constant battle against yourself. It's the constant battle to get better. I reached a point in basketball where, like, it's not like I reached my capacity, but, like, how much better could I really get? With golf, there's I will never, ever be like, well, I can't get much better. It will never, ever be that. It's the constant battle against yourself to beat your last round, to hit it further, to put it closer. I mean, it's just, I'm obsessed. It's all I think about all day long.
Well, you got to get the Oculus so you can play when, in the virtual world. Maybe there's people you can compete against in that world that, maybe you could be the best VR golfer ever. Like, think of it that way.
I wouldn't hate it.
Wouldn't hate it. I think golf is so interesting because it's like, it's the only sport where there's no one, like, playing against you. There's no one who's, like, swinging. There's nothing. The only thing that's playing against you is you and the sand trap or the bunker that you are on, or like the grass or the mountain or whatever it is. It's you with the earth, Yeah. It's amazing.
You're spot on, though. There's no other game where it's you against yourself each and every day. And you might play your bowling.
It was like bowling. I don't know.
Bowling, that's the only thing I could think about. But, like, it's the only individual, it's like, tennis too, but you're still, like, reacting.
Playing.
You're literally playing someone. In golf, it's like, at some point, it's like out of your hands, right? Like if you're on the 18th green and you're in for par, and if Tiger Woods makes this putt and he makes birdie, he wins the tournament, it's like there's nothing you can do but watch, Another reason why I love golf, and we could do a whole episode on why I like golf, but the last thing I'll say is it's the ultimate sport to play with your buddies, regardless of skill level, because the handicap system, like, Sam doesn't play a ton of golf. I do play a ton of golf. Doesn't matter if I'm great or not great, whatever. We have handicaps. Like, I give Sam shots on certain holes to literally level the playing field, and then anybody can win. That's why it's the ultimate sport, is because, shout out to our boy Matt McPartland. Like, when I play 9 holes with him, if I give him 3 shots, it levels the playing field. There's no other sport except for if you could spot a guy points if you're playing one-on-one, but, like, you still are literally playing one-on-one and one guy's better than the other. That's the last point I'll make about why I love golf, is because you can play anybody and there's a system in place to make it an even game, an even match.
It's taken me a while. I've slowly come around to golf. It helps that I get to play for free when I go visit my dad, and he loves it, and so that makes it a lot more fun. It's a hard game, and I think until you reach that point of, okay, at least, like, I'm hitting the ball and it's going, like, that first few, like, rounds where you're getting just dirt is so frustrating, and you're like, all right, this is the worst game ever. But once you start consistently hitting the ball, not like straight always, but hit it, it's like, okay, this is a little bit more fun. But Joey, you mentioned one thing that I want to hit on, because this is you, and it's very much you, and it might be another passion of yours that you didn't mention. You said you just bought golf shoes. Joe, how many pairs of shoes are we up to now, bro? Let's talk about your problem. You have an addiction.
Should you take a peek? Right there. I have a lot of shoes. Right here alone, on my little sneaker wall that you guys just got a peek of, it is 6 by, I think, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But yeah, I've done this before. It's 6 by 13. So some quick math. I'm not a math guy, so I'm
78.
78. There's 78 right there. Not to mention the 3 or 4 that are on top of the wall, and the 12 that are at the base because there's no room, or the other 15 that I have over here that also are part of that this couldn't fit on the rest of the sneaker wall because there's no room. Plus the tons in my closet. It's a joke. Plus all the ones I left at home because they're irrelevant now, like a lot of Ohio State shoes and stuff. It's just insane.
I just counted 108 pairs of sneakers.
Yeah,
and
conservatively, it's over 100 for sure that are in my room right now, not counting like my closet. Yeah,
that's over 200 individual shoes. Jesus, man.
It makes moving really hard. When I moved, like it was.
Why shoes? Why? Like, okay, you say you like golf. You say you like basketball. Joey, it seems like you like when you love something, you just Sam's favorite word, triple down.
Yeah.
On it, right? Like you find something that you're obsessed with, and you just go all in on it. And honestly, like, what is it about shoes that like it's shoes?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe at Ohio State they gave you a ton of shoes because you're on the team, but it had to have been before that.
Yeah, I mean, like growing up in middle school and high school, I just like fell in love with like the sneaker culture. I don't know, like it was
okay.
It was a community. Like me and my friends were always talking about it. Stuff I could not afford and didn't even think about owning. Right. So then when you have some money, you're like, I want to buy shoes. Basketball players and shoes obviously go hand in hand. Like Michael Jordan is the reason why people are obsessed with sneakers, right? I mean, and he was a basketball player, obviously. When you couple the obsession, when you couple that with playing at Ohio State where, you know, sponsored by Nike, they give you a ton of shoes. You have no choice but to have a ton of shoes. Plus, I worked at Nike, and I wanted to work at Nike because I loved shoes and was obsessed with Nike growing up and got a ton of free shoes from that as well. It's like, you know, when you're a guy like me who I don't like to I'm not just going to throw stuff away. I'm not just going to give stuff away. Like these things have like a sentimental value to me. I became a collector, I guess is the positive spin versus like a holder, right? Where, I mean, each one of the shoes like has a story. Like,
I guess when you have a game story, you also have like, golf story. It's like I hit whatever.
Go through it. Like here's a pair of shoes from high school. They're red, white, and blue, but they're mostly white and red. They're Bradley Beal's shoes. They got Bradley Beal's logo on them. Jalen Brunson, our good friend, gave them to me because whenever he got red shoes of any kind, he knew like I went to Deerfield and I wore red when I played, and I wore those shoes in a few home games like my senior year. Like they were a gift. They were Bradley Beal's shoes. Like I'm not gonna get rid of those. Like they all have a story. Like I'm sitting here.
Wait, they were Bradley Beal's actual shoes.
Yeah, they were Bradley Beal's player.
Not like his branded shoe. Like it's his shoe.
Exactly. So like, I mean, like I really could take out every single shoe almost and give you some sort of story, and that's why shoes just tell an awesome story. I mean, like I can't wait to have kids and grandkids and be able to give them these shoes or show them these shoes. I mean, like I've got little cousins that have some of my game-worn Ohio State basketball shoes, and I think that's the coolest thing ever. Like I'm like they get to tell their friends like this is my cousin's shoes that he wore and he played at Ohio State. Like they're Ohio State player edition shoes. Like that's really, really cool. Like I can't wait.
It's special. And you're right. It is special. And so while I poke fun at you for having so many shoes, you're right. There is a sentimental value, especially for you. It's something so instrumental to who you are, similar to an artist with like their guitars, right? Everything has a story with them. Parker, is there anything that you collect that you're like high on right now that you enjoy? I know your answer, but I'm just asking so you can share.
I'm actually starting to collect books. Originally, I was a Kindle reader, and I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I want to buy the book. I want to have it so that down the road, if someone, like a friend comes by, what's that book? I'm like, here you go, borrow it. Just bring it back. And I'll have a big bookshelf one day or office, just all the books and knowledge that I've gone throughout my life. But I also collect vinyls, records. I'm up to like 40 something. But
and every record has a story. I got one for his birthday of a band we love.
Well, yeah, there's that. There's like the people who give the presents, right? Like JJ got me the Hamilton record, which is sick for one of my birthdays. But then also I have records that like are sentimental to parts of my life. Like I listened to this album when I was at camp, when, you know, my parents got divorced the week before, and this album just like had such a impact on my life. Like that's also kind of cool. It's kind of like your shoes. Like everything has like an impact in some way of who I've become. And that's special. That's cool because it's mine. It's not anyone else's collection but mine. And that's why collecting things is so cool. Because no one else has the same collection. What about you, Sam?
I don't collect shit. I really gotta find something to like.
You say you collect shit?
You collect shit?
I collect shit.
You collect shit.
No, I need to find something to collect. I started with behind me, since I read on the Kindle, I found this cool artist in the Netherlands who paints like bookshelves, fake bookshelves. And so every year I started to get a bookshelf painting of the books I read for that year. But it got kind of pricey. And so I was like, this is absurd. Like,
you're trying to say, oh, I read a lot.
I
read a lot of books.
Shoe collecting hasn't gotten pricey, so that's good.
Well, now it has, because you don't get them for free. I don't know. I think I'm trying to learn how to play instruments. I feel like that's a cool thing. I taught myself guitar, trying to teach myself.
Now, this is a hobby.
Keys. Yeah, this is a hobby. I don't collect anything. You're right. I don't.
There's nothing to collect.
So
I'm
nothing.
like looking around my room. I don't know.
One thing I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Like, as we get older, like a lot of people, and like I'm just thinking about people in my work, like NBA players, older guys, like everybody collects wine. Everyone's obsessed with wine. They start their own wine. They buy a vineyard like CJ McCollum did. Like, what is your guy like? Are we in that world yet? Like, I like wine. But
No, Joey, I can't afford to buy a vineyard. Is that what you're asking?
I think buying a vineyard is such a dumb business decision. If you're buying a vineyard to make money, you're not in the right
How do you
mindset.
know? You don't know the margins on vineyards.
No, I went to Vineyard last year with Jessica, and I learned about the business of wine, and I learned that opening up a vineyard is a hobby and is not a business because they lose a shit ton of money. But they own a vineyard, and they can drink wine whenever they want and invite their friends out and have a good fucking time.
But like the idea of collecting wine, right? It's different.
totally.
It's different than shoes. It's kind of similar to vinyls, honestly, in the sense that like you could just sit it over there forever, and eventually one day that guest comes over, and you're like, "Oh, we should open this bottle of wine," just like we could be, "Hey, let me."
It's an experience together now.
Yeah, like you're waiting for a special moment. Like there's no, it's shoes. Like I could wear a pair of shoes for a special moment, but like in theory, you could outgrow shoes, or you could, they could break. Like whereas like wine ages, right? It gets better with age, just like probably a vinyl does too, right? So
all right, here's what I want to collect when I'm older and have money. This has been a dream of mine. No, okay.
What about
This is
whiskey?
so weirdly specific. I was reading Sports Illustrated for Kids. I don't remember when. I must have been like 10. I was reading about, I'm pretty sure it was Tony Hawk or some other skater. They were talking about his house. It was like a Cribs article edition where they had athletes talk about their house. He said he lived in California. He had a skate ramp, all this stuff. Like, I don't care about that. But he said, and I have an orchard. And I have all these different types of fruit trees and plants and vegetables. And like, he started rattling them off. And I was like, dang, that'd be really cool when I'm wealthy and like can do that. So that is what I want to collect when I'm older. I want to have an orchard with a ton of different like fruit trees and plants that I can give to friends. I can make cool food with it. That's my dream. All right, I'm done. Now I'm good. Thanks. You can come to my orchard, Joey.
I'll hold you accountable over time. You have to learn how to probably bring the orchard to life, Sam, and hopefully you live in a place like Tony Hawk where it's nice out all the time and all your fruits and vegetables won't freeze in the winter. So
that's important. Yeah, get the location down first and foremost.
It's going to be a slow process
house.
here. grow it in the house. You never know. I like that. The adult collection.
Joey, let's turn the page on the conversation.
Sure.
Let's turn the page. What is something that isn't related to sports or athleticism or, shoes, I relate that to like sports, right? That came from probably from your love of sports. What's something that is something that you want to get into or want to become more, like, push yourself outside your comfort zone to learn more about or try something new?
Two things. I've been saying this for a long time, and I'm finally acting on one of the two way more than the other. The two things are reading and cooking.
Whoa.
What?
Sorry, keep going. I'm just excited that those are two things that I'm very proud of you for.
Reading, I mean, like, I've got all these books.
Let's see what you got.
Sam got me a book for my birthday, and I remember
read them off.
And I remember being like, Sam, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you just wasted your money.
Let's see what you got.
Here. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I've got a book that I had an internship in college, and my boss told me to get this book. It's called Athletes Are Brands Too. Literally pristine, never opened.
I assume that's going to be a common theme here.
Next one. Grit. The Power of Perseverance.
Angela Duckworth.
I have read bits and pieces of this book. It was given to me. It was gifted to me by an Ohio State basketball player, Matt Twilliger. I still have the note.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep. I don't want to pull out all of them because they're kind of like stuck. Best book I ever read, Toughness by Jay Billis. It's one of like the 8 I read in my lifetime. That's my favorite book.
Figured.
It was gifted to me by Jack DiMatteo, one of my best friend's older brothers, who was like a huge role model in high school for me. He wrote a huge paragraph to me talking about how awesome of a basketball player I could be. Read this book. Jack DiMatteo, love that guy. I've got Obama's book in here. I've got Julius Erving's autobiography, and I've got the newest one I have, I guess the second newest one is Losing My Virginity that Sam got me by Richard Branson. Haven't opened it, Sam. You knew that, though.
Dude, that is a long book, but it's a good one. It's a good one.
Maybe by the time I'm 30, I'll finish that one if I start now.
Joe, if you start, like tonight, I have a pledge that you're going to make to Elevation Nation so you can't disappoint them. Can you read 10 pages tonight? 10. That literally will take you 4 minutes.
Yeah.
10 pages. 10 pages. And if you are not of Losing My Virginity, and if you're not like hyped to keep reading it, tell me. That book, out of all the ones that I could have gotten you, I picked that for a reason. So there's a story behind the book. That book is so easy to read because you're enthralled in the story of this guy's life, right? You know who Richard Branson is. You know he's rich, but you don't know the story and how he wrote it. This is why I love autobiographies so much, because when they're written well, like Shoe Dog, Nike, right?
Too.
Okay.
Did you read that one?
Yeah, I had to for that internship.
I was going to
had
say.
to. Did you like it?
To be honest, I don't know if I finished it completely, but I read the majority of it.
Okay.
In Italy.
All right.
I was reading it in Italy. Pretty cool.
It's a good place to read a book.
Just try. Read some pages. It's a good habit to get into.
Losing My Virginity is good.
Okay.
His story is crazy because he just did him throughout his entire life, and it's always paid dividends.
I'm in for that. The last one is Atomic Habits, which I heard.
That's a great one,
Parker
too.
loves that one, yeah.
I've got good books. I just got to start reading. So number one is reading, and I have not started that. That was like top 3 goals for myself going into 2022. I have not started reading. But
what's the challenge? What's holding you back? Are you too busy? You don't like it?
I like doing other stuff in my free time more. They aren't that, and I'll be the first to say it's not all stuff that's benefiting me a ton, right? Like, I mean, like in the summer, I'm not going to sit and read a book. I'm going to go play 18 holes of golf. You know what I mean? And then when I come back, like, am I going to read or am I going to watch sports or am I going to play video games? Like, that's the problem. But I know, but like, it's just a matter of starting to do it. Because I know once I start, I'll probably be like, dang, I should have been reading this whole time. So it starts tonight. I'm reading 10 pages
Starts tonight. And guess what? Here's what you're going to do that's going to complement it. Put your phone on the opposite side of your bedroom so that you don't grab TikTok, because I know you. And as soon as you get bored for a half second, you're going to grab your phone and go on TikTok and send me a video.
But real talk, what I have been doing more and more is cooking. And I'm not sitting here making gourmet meals or anything. But I'm sitting here and I'm chefing up some like air fried wings and chicken and making some rice and making some pasta and like putting it all together, bringing in the leftovers for work. And I'm like, wow, I am proud of myself. Eating healthier and eating food that you make, that combo, like just you feel there's something very rewarding that you feel.
It is kind of funny, Joe, because you were a college athlete, and I would assume that you guys probably went to whatever dining hall for the athletes is on campus where it's free for pretty much every meal, or you're on the road. So it's like you're a few years delayed on like the cooking for yourself thing that most people do when they're in their college apartment, I would say. So it does make sense that you're still developing that like skill set.
We had every meal was made for us or paid for by somebody else or whatever. Like there was like every once in a while I'd wake up on like an off day on a Sunday and be like, okay, I don't want to go get food. I'll just make eggs. Like, but that was about it. Like there was not, I would make like a turkey sandwich. Like that's not cooking though. That's like making food. That's not cooking. So, yeah, I was a little delayed. But now I'm into it now. I just made like 3 meals at once just now. Ate eight. I ate another one actually with my roommate. Also, we had some wings, in honor of March Madness and everything. And then I made another one to like save for tomorrow to bring to work. And like it's just like
What'd you make?
Better.
Wings?
I made wings, and then I made like these like mini. They're like chicken fingers, but they're like small chicken breasts that I make like 3 of at a time. Lay them over some rice, put some hot sauce on top, call it a day, and it's really good. So,
chicken
proud of
and
you,
rice.
We're very
Chicken
proud of
rice.
you. It's a good thing to work on. I have some questions though for you. I know we said we weren't going to do questions, and this was going to be a discussion, but the people, Elevation Nation, has spoken. We got a ton of fan questions for your episode. We sourced them over the past few weeks. All different walks of life, all different members of Elevation Nation have written in. So, Elevation Nation, feel free. You can contact us on our website or slide into our DMs. We got a ton of feedback on Joey. So I want to ask some of these questions. We got some serious ones. We got some funny ones. We have to get to them because we got to get the people what they want. So this one was weird. But one of the first questions we got, this was anonymous, but it just says, "How dare you?" Joey, do you want to elaborate on that? How dare you?
I'm sorry.
What did you do?
I'm sorry, but it had to be done. It had to be done, and I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. There was no malintent, but it had to be done.
What did you do?
That. We can't talk about it on the podcast.
All right, we're leaving
we
it
can't
at
talk
that.
about it. All right, this one comes from Cat Lover 303, and it is: what is the most impactful experience you've had with a person?
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Cat Lover 303.
What a great question. I would say one that comes to mind, and of course I'm not going to leave the sports world. The week leading up to my senior night, one of the assistant coaches had me over for dinner with him and his family and his son. Shout out to Maddox if he's listening. 9 years old. Ryan Peden. He just accepted the head coaching job at Illinois State, so that's pretty awesome.
Congratulations, Coach Ryan.
But he was my assistant coach at Ohio State, and he had me over the week leading up to senior night. Just as like a, hey, congrats on graduating. Like, we love you and we're going to miss you. Had an awesome meal and sat down with him one-on-one really after, when his wife went to put Maddox to bed and everything. And like, coaches you guys get it. Like coaches, you just look at them as a coach 90% of the time, right? You have some real life conversations, but they're always like poking fun at you and giving you shit. And you're shooting the shit sometimes, but it's never really serious. But I remember the conversation that we had where it was just me and him talking about mistakes that he's made, talking about, questions about me and my future and what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be and reflecting on my time at Ohio State. Like that was the first time that I really had a chance to sit there and reflect on like my journey.
And absorb it all.
But also at Ohio State. And the topic of the conversation shifted amongst a lot of different things, but one of them was like, what do you want to do with your life? And I said, I love basketball. Like, maybe I want to get into coaching. And he was like, pretty blatantly was like, no, you don't. And he was total heart to heart with like, hey, Joey, the stuff that you value, your family, your friends, what you're great at, being very personable and all the stuff that you love. Like coaching, yeah, you'd be an awesome coach if you did it, but you'd be missing out on maybe your full potential if you were a coach. Which
that's hard advice to give to someone, and that's hard advice to receive. That's an impactful conversation.
Totally, yeah. I mean, like
Wow.
I just remember being like, wow, like I guess I don't want to be a coach based on what he's told. He said, like I love my family to death, and since I came to Ohio State in the last 2 years, which at the time was 2 years, Maddox, his son, has had 100 soccer games and 100 basketball games, and he had been to one sporting event in 2 years. And he said, that's just hard. Like, that's just really hard for me. It's the route I went down, and I have no regrets about it, but I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, the lifestyle that these coaches live, and that's something that really stuck with me because you just don't really get it until you're out of that world. And now that I'm out of it, we talk about it all the time. The best decision I ever made not going into coaching, not because I wouldn't love it. I know I would, and I know I'd be great at it. But I'm glad that I went this route, and it's a different life. I love the life I'm living, and I wouldn't want to change it for the grind of being a coach.
Well,
That's
one
deep,
day,
man.
if you're lucky enough to have a daughter or a son, you could be the coach of the daughter or son and their team.
You can always
go.
And I cannot wait to coach my son or daughter's team and coach them way too hard and have parents up my ass about it. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is 100% going to be true.
Because you know what's funny? Panitch is going to be the same way. It's going to be great.
No, yeah, that's
If you're going to do it, you
that's
might
for
as well
sure.
do it. Like, I'm not going to sit there and come on.
Bro,
Like,
we're going to be running the read and react Pat Ambrose offense, the only offense I know to run, and it's going to be deadly.
It's a tough offense to run if you don't have a national player of the year and a couple other Division I players on your team.
I beg to differ. I excelled in that offense. I got so many right-handed layups.
Read and react with 5
Okay, Joe, this question comes from another former guest, dear friend of the podcast and roommate of mine, Matthew Cronin McPartlin. So Matt asks, hey, Joey, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done professionally?
Ooh. Wow.
Professionally.
I don't like the professionally part. We're going to change it. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done?
Can I give a funny story, though? I'll give a funny story.
Please.
Like,
Please.
not super embarrassing. Could have been. So we had a little sales competition called the NetJets Olympics where basically it was just like around the Olympics time, in the summer. It was a way for like multiple departments to get together. We did a bunch of get to know you quiz games where if you scored better, you got more points and blah, blah, blah. Within that, I'll make this as quickly as possible. Within that, we had one day was you were given a task and you had to basically act on that task, create a presentation, present it to the leadership team, and, whichever idea they liked the most won. And there's first, second, third. There's like 5 teams. And
What do you win?
And whichever idea won, basically, like they were going to implement it. So like it was a big deal. Like everyone wants their idea to be implemented, right? I mean, and it's across multiple departments. So like you're getting input from all these different like people in contracts, people in sales, people in like you have a manager on your team, like a lot of different stuff. So anyway, our task was to people fucking are flying privately like nobody's business now because of the pandemic. So like demand is over historic levels. So like there's some issues with every company in the industry and even us who were at the top. And so they said, all right, in an area where NetJets is struggling, figure out something that can make them struggle less. How can we make it better? We chose
Joey Lane, the consultant. We love it.
Is a sales consultant, but the way, and it's funny because I stepped out of the room at the beginning because I had a call myself that I had to be on and stuff. But once we got back, they were like, yeah, we are deciding to attack catering. We want to figure out how we can make catering better. It's so simple. It can make the trip so much better. It could ruin the trip. Like, let's make catering better. And my idea, which we used, was let's add something to the menu that each and every time is going to be great. You know what to expect, and you don't even have to look at a menu to order for your order. Any guesses for what I wanted to add to the menu, to the catering menu? Any idea?
It's chicken and rice.
Good, close. Chick-fil-A. I was like, let's add Chick-fil-A. Let's add Chick-fil-A as a partner to basically
people
streamline.
flying on Sundays, bro. That could be rough.
There's a lot of different. Trust me, I got hit with a lot of different questions because I presented this to the freaking leadership team at NetJets. I was like, everyone else's was so serious, unbelievably serious, and ours was like, you guys know me. Like mine was like happy-go-lucky, like funny, like charismatic, like kind of sarcastic, but true. The guts of it was true that like if they had something that they could fall back on to take off the stress of catering, like it would help. And I guarantee you, a lot of our owners, because a lot of our owners would prefer McDonald's over a filet. I can guarantee you that. Like Warren Buffett goes to McDonald's every single morning, right? So I'm presenting all the Chick-fil-A puns you can imagine, and they're hitting me with questions like, well, do you agree with their stance on X, Y, and Z? Do you know they're closed on Sunday? It's very unhealthy, blah, blah, all this stuff. And I'm sitting there like, guys, I'm just trying to have fun, whatever. But the bottom line is I presented an idea about Chick-fil-A to the NetJets leadership team and just sat there and was like,
got grilled.
I think we screwed up. Needless to say, we did not win. Our idea did not get implemented. But I won a bottle of wine from the VP of sales. He gave me a bottle of wine for best presentation. So it was an embarrassing moment that ended up being like a kind of like a jump starter for my career at NetJets, honestly. Like people still talk to me about the Chick-fil-A presentation.
Sometimes things like that, you have the people who are super serious, taking their job, doing their job essentially. But I think you took it as an opportunity to say, hey, this is Joey Lane. This is what I'm about. And now you built your brand, and now you're that guy because you did this thing totally different, and you're the Chick-fil-A guy. Now, you're Joey Lane, but you're the guy you tried to
It's so funny. People are like, yo, Joey, ever since you told us your order, I've been getting American cheese and bacon on my spicy chicken. I'm like, you're welcome. I don't know what to say. So, yeah, pretty goofy.
Love it.
That's hilarious, Joe. That was really good. Great question, Mr. McPartland. Thank you. That was funny. I think the moral of the story is, and it's actually ironic, Joe, very similar to how I got into EY Digital and made an impact, was through a presentation to leadership where I literally wore a graduation cap and went out into the audience and started stand-up comedying them. So sometimes you just got to build your brand whatever way you can. And that's a good way to stand out. So I love
Parker, it. Parker, are you a presentation guy? Do you like public speaking? You have to, right?
We talked about this on, what was it, the episode on Monday. I actually hate public speaking, but I do it a lot through work or through obviously some other things that we've done. I've just always been that way. I just get the nervous jitters beforehand, but then the 10 seconds I'm in, I'm like, all right, this is cool. I like this. But yeah, now I'm doing a lot more public speaking. I spoke at this conference last year, and I was the host. This government conference, very serious. I'm in government consulting, so there's people tuning in from all over the country, helping state government leaders and executives and their agencies try to improve. I was the youngest dude by 20 years. I was just how can I make this impactful? How can I make this interesting? I was just I'll just be myself, throwing jokes left and right. And honestly, it was probably embarrassing if you were sitting on the other side. Everyone's so formal. I'm just hey, I'm just this guy, he's 24 years old.
Yeah. I mean, I just I'm the young guy too, at the office, which is, I think, why people kind of gravitate towards me, right? Just like you guys, I'm sure, are still the young guys. Just like you said, Parker, you're the youngest guy there. For our holiday party, me and another guy who sits near me, our idea was to give every single person on the team a superlative and basically just make fun of them. And we did a 45-minute presentation at our holiday party. Like, think about the Dundies. Like, that's what it was like, where we were just ragging on people in a nice, fun way, complimenting them along the way, but making fun of them at the same time. And ever since then, now,
I would say
you guys are the social chair of the sales team. Like, it's cool.
there
like,
you go.
You know, it's fun stuff like that where you just like get a chance to like showcase your personality. Like me, like I love public speaking. Like I love it. Like I live for it. So I mean, like, you know, when I'm on the radio, like when I'm like, I would kill to be able to call a game with the cameras on me and stuff. Like let me throw some makeup on. Like I'm all about that. I'm all about public speaking.
I love that. That's awesome because you get to be yourself and you just show your energy, and you know that being yourself, you know, people gravitate towards that. And like you said, you know, in NetJets, look what happened. You got a bottle of wine. You made a connection with the head of sales at NetJets, whatever. Like, you know. Yeah. So you double down on it.
First piece in my collection, first bottle of wine. Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Joe, you're a basketball guy. We got rapid fire questions for you about basketball. So get ready. Okay. Put your basketball cap on.
Sure.
Here we go.
It's on.
The answers are going to be out by the time this episode airs. The results will be in. So there's no cheating here, Elevation Nation. Joey, we are recording this on March 9th. I would like some predictions on college basketball. Here we go. Who is winning the Big Ten tournament?
Illinois.
Okay. Who is winning March Madness, the national championship, taking home the title?
Kentucky.
I think so too. I actually think so too.
Yeah, they're definitely the favorite right now. I think, like beyond like Gonzaga, like they're the favorite. I think.
I was going to say that exact thing. All right, let's see. You have another one, Sam?
I was just going to ask one more. Player of the year.
Oh, okay. That's what I was going to say.
I think that's a given on Kentucky.
Yeah, locked.
On Kentucky. Yeah. I wish it was Johnny Davis though, but it'll be Shigway.
Johnny.
All right. How can Ohio State make a run in the tourney?
They got to get healthy, Parker. That's first and foremost. We're missing like our two centers right now. Zedke's got an ankle issue. Kyle Young's got a concussion. Kyle's not. It's so funny talking about this in real time versus in the future, right? Like Kyle will play in March Madness. I think he's got a concussion, but he won't play in the Big Ten tournament. I don't think so. Like tomorrow's game, Kyle's not playing in, but like you guys could be listening to this, and Kyle could have just played last night for all we know, right?
Yeah.
So, we sure freaking hope so.
They got to get healthy, Parker. That's the answer. That's how they make a run. Got to get healthy.
Hey, Kyle, on behalf of Elevation Nation, congratulations, by the way, on the birth of your child. We just wanted to let you know. Mazel tov from Sam and Parker. We'd love to have you on the show sometime. Sorry, Parker. Please do. Go ahead, Parker. Yep. Next question.
Should we stay with basketball or should we move away from basketball?
I mean, the only other thing Joey is purely passionate about would be blackjack, and I don't know.
Oh, I got another one. I got some more. All right. Who's winning the Players' Championship? We're just going to be able to come back to all these things.
I love that.
Let's hear it.
It's funny because my roommate, he's in a separate like league where you pick a guy every week. Once you pick him, you lose them. The way you get points is how they finish and what they take home in their prize money. And I'm in a league with Matt, who we've already talked about, Sam's roommate. And so me and Matt have locked in our pick. It is Rory McIlroy. So that's who – I don't know if that's who I think is going to win, but that is who strategically we have picked to finish highest this week, Rory McIlroy. What do you guys think?
I'm a big Colin Morikawa fan. He's my guy. I've ever since he hit, I think when he won his first, not major obviously, but he won a major, but then his just first big tourney win, I just fell in love with the dude. Like he's so
in
cool,
California.
Swagger.
He was playing, where was it, Joe? It was in Cali, right?
He won the US Open at somewhere in California, I forget.
Yeah. But yeah, that was sick. He won the way he won that was sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Drivable par 4, 16. He made eagle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big time,
Legend.
baby.
I love Colin. I'll probably bet on Colin. I'll probably bet on, every week I do the same thing. I bet on the guy who I pick, and then I pick like 3 other guys. And,
legal gambling, everyone. Don't freak out. Legal gambling.
And And so I'll pick Rory, that means. And then I'll probably pick Colin. I love Colin, too. And then I'll probably pick Brooks and Justin Thomas, I think. Maybe a long shot instead of Justin Thomas. But Brooks for sure.
Those are all fan favorites right there. You're not picking a long shot here.
It's a big tournament. It's a big tournament.
Yeah, the big players come out in the big tournaments. We all know that.
Exactly. Am I allowed to ask you guys some questions?
Please.
All right. Where do I even begin? I have some written down.
Oh, wow. He came prepared.
Love you, Joe.
Dang.
Oh, first. This is, I got to ask this one. This has been a hot topic lately. Do you guys think there's more wheels in the world or more doors in the world?
That's so funny. We actually got that question written in by Elevation Nation listener as well. That is.
That's a question I asked on Twitter today. You can check the receipts. That's a question I walked around the office and asked everyone today. I was like taking notes, tallying it up. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts behind which you think there's more of.
You want me to go? Because I have my thought on this. So originally, and kudos to Jack Settleman, former guest of the pod, he posted this on Twitter, I think a week ago, Joey. So you're a little late to the game.
Sorry.
But I originally said wheels. But then I thought, I'm thinking wheels because of all the cars, right? There's just like, that's synonymous, I feel like, with wheels, right? Cars. But then I also said, every car has 4 doors. But then every house has many doors. Every office building has many, many doors. There's so many freaking doors out there. I got to go with doors. It's no doubt in my mind there's more doors than wheels. And convince me otherwise.
Can I respond to your point?
Let's hear it.
In an office building, what else is in an office building? Chairs. How do those chairs get around? I'm sitting on a chair.
Wheels.
6 wheels on it.
That chair is like, that's a unique chair right there.
6 wheels on there, and I only see 2 doors. My room right now is outnumbering 3 times just wheels.
Wow.
Right there. So you can tell how
I see what you're saying. But I feel like most chairs, besides in an office building, don't have wheels.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Think about how many 18-wheeler trucks there are, too. That's 9 times the amount of doors. Think about, how about this? I got a stat for you.
I just think about like an apartment building, in a building that just goes up.
Legos produces 316 million wheels a year for their toys.
How many doors?
I don't know. Then don't have the
probably produce doors too.
Yeah,
they probably produce doors too. So what do you consider? What do you consider a door? Is it a door that opens and closes, or is it like my cabinet is open and close?
Yeah.
Exactly. Or my dresser.
No, not dresser.
Because a dresser's folding.
That's a drawer, not a door. Yeah. Different.
Okay.
Cabinet counts, but like think about your drawer.
But there are wheels. There are wheels in the.
Yep, your drawer's got a couple wheels. Get it in and out.
All right, I got a quick thing to say. If anyone is still listening, I have no idea why, but thanks. We went in a very strange direction tonight, but hopefully it's been entertaining. We've never done one like this. This is fun.
I'm just trying to be different.
What are you going to say, Sam? You haven't said your answer.
Yeah, what's your answer?
Wheels. Wheels.
And why? You have to give a why.
So in terms of there's obviously a lot of reasons that we just went through. Where my mind went was the size, right? You have a lot. Doors are big for the most part, stereotypically. Drawers and cabinet doors, right? Those are big spaces. Wheels can be as small as, right, on your chair, even in your dishwasher when you pull it out. So that's my reason.
Dude, every kitchen has. Think of how many doors are in a kitchen, right? Like you're opening up, like.
We're not saying there's not a lot.
I'm saying.
In the world, Parker.
I'm just saying about all the people in the world have a house,
Parker,
places to live.
Last point. Then I got another question. Last point.
Oh, jeez.
You hear about someone replacing a door. How many times do you hear about someone replacing a wheel?
That's the best argument. Is what yes, that's the best argument right there. But once a wheel breaks, is it still a wheel? I don't know. Once you recycle a wheel and the rubber and the metal, is it still a wheel? No.
No, that's definitely true. But if like a flat tire is still a wheel. You know what I mean?
Well, it's now a metal wheel without the rubber.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a good.
It's tough. It's tough.
All right. What other questions do I have for you? I think I might have asked you this last time, so maybe I won't do this one. Yeah, no, I mean, this is a fun topic. And Parker, if you're not allowed to answer this, you can play the girlfriend card, but celebrity crushes. Everyone's got them. Who are your guys' celebrity crushes?
Man, it's really...
This is Elevation Nation, right? Not my show. This is Elevation Nation.
No, this is your show now, Joe.
This is what drives.
This is your show. I like that girl from Euphoria right now. I'm not gonna lie, she's very pretty. Don't even know her name. Yep, but I also don't know this girl's name either. God, I'm horrible. I like the girl from Queen's Gambit. I think she has a very unique look. And we're gonna find her name so I don't seem totally horrible. Queen's Gambit.
Did you watch Euphoria? Like, are you allowed to say that if you've never seen the show?
Never seen it. Just saw her on TikTok and was like, "That's pretty,
she was on that
Anya
Island
Taylor-Joy.
show,
Anya Taylor-Joy. She's very pretty. I like her. What about you, Joe? Are you gonna say Gal Gadot?
Well, no. Mine is. It will always be Allie Raisman first and foremost. The gymnast.
True. But she's not, bro. She's not like a celebrity crush, in my opinion, for you. She's like a feasible dating candidate. So Allie Raisman, I know you're a huge fan of Elevation Nation. We've been trying to set you up with Joey Lane for a really long time. He's a nice Jewish guy.
God.
He's taller than
probably
you.
Married and has a kid.
No, she's
no.
She's like your guys' age. She's only like a year, maybe.
Dude,
2 years.
she's searching for a nice Jewish boy, and Joey is that boy.
Is she Jewish?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how it all started.
We're gonna tweet her. You got to tweet her, Parker.
So
I got to tweet her.
Tweet her this clip, Allie. Let me take you out to dinner, please. Anyway, my new celebrity crush though is Erin. Hold on, I don't want to get her name wrong.
Is this the sportscaster?
Yeah, for ESPN.
Yeah.
She does sports gambling content. Erin Dolan. She is.
Yeah, she's new. She's new.
She is, first of all, so unbelievably good at her job, which is awesome.
I would agree.
She's very pretty. She loves sports. Clearly, she's clearly has a fun personality. So yeah, those are my two celebrity crushes right now. Parker? Are you allowed to have a celebrity crush?
Yes.
Yeah, I am. I mean, like, I was honestly going to say Sydney Sweeney. Like, she, not because of Euphoria, and she was in something else. I forgot the name of it, but my crush is JJ. Everyone knows that.
Oh my God, JJ, I love you, but I am cringing right now.
Wait, I'm getting a really bad feedback here. Do you hear that?
Yeah, me too.
What is that?
Actually,
can you hear that?
I think it was on Joey's side because now it's gone. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I sounded like a frog.
I mean, I could come up with like, a bunch here.
You said it so sad, like in such a sad tone, though, Parker. Like you were about to get reprimanded.
Nah. JJ wouldn't reprimand. I'm not like. What? I told you. Sam took mine. I've always. We'll count it. I want to play. This is a delicate line, guys. You guys are both single men here.
Oh, it's unreal.
It's a great question.
I'm done with questions. I feel like. Okay.
No, come on. We're leaving it at that.
Okay, fine. All right.
No, we have
one question. You guys. I'll forgive me if I should know this answer already, but like, I see all the time you guys are posting all these mottos everywhere. You're your mindset mottos, right? I'm probably butchering the name of it.
God, at least get it right, bro, for the brand. Your mental motto. God,
I was close, though. Come on, I was close. I got the alliteration.
You were close.
Concept right.
You were close.
And I should know these, but what are your guys's? Do you have multiple? Do you have one? What's
We have one for the year. We'll make another one next year. Would you like to hear ours? We already posted them, so you should know these, but it's fine.
That's why I said I should know them.
It's okay. Go ahead, Parker.
Mine is, this is the first mental motto on Elevation Nation because Panitch posted mine first. Proud to be. That's mine. Proud to be. Proud to be me. I'm proud to be where I am today. And I try to tell myself and remind myself when things aren't going the way I want them to go, or I fuck up in that, presentation or whatever. I'm proud to be where I am today. And, bad things and good things can happen along the way, but as long as I'm proud of where I'm at, it's all that matters, right?
Can I make a...
I'm proud to be an American, where at least...
Parker, I love that because the best piece of advice that I got from that since I've been at NetJets is that you should wake up every single day and say to yourself, and I've been doing this, not, man, I can't believe I have to do my job today. It's, man, I can't believe I get to do my job today. And
Exactly.
And if you think about that with everything that you do in life, because us three, we are unbelievably blessed.
Very lucky.
Very lucky. And proud to be. I love that. I could not agree with that more.
Thank you.
Sam.
What was your Sam again?
Mine is live curiously, don't curiously live. And I made that up myself. That's why it doesn't sound very good or make very much sense. But
he saw it on Instagram or something.
No, I swear to God, bro. I made it up. Maybe someone already had it. But essentially what it means is that you should approach life with a curious mindset of always trying to learn and grow and experience. But you shouldn't approach life with no direction or no purpose. So live curiously, be curious, but don't curiously live just wandering through life, meandering aimlessly. So that's mine.
I love it.
And Joey, that's perfect timing for episode, I don't know what we're on, but from our first guest, we didn't have this concept yet. It's only fitting that we allow you to share your mental motto with Elevation Nation. So Joseph Lane of Ohio State, of NetJets, what is your mental motto? Son of Nancy Scott Lane, brother of Hannah Lane.
That's me.
What is your mental motto?
Yeah, mine is pretty straightforward. Thank you to Coach Mata for instilling this in me my freshman year. My mental motto is, if you ain't got it, fake it. And it's something I've been doing my whole life because forever the hype man, right, when it comes to basketball, but now you translate it into real life world. Every day you wake up and there's something that you don't want to do, and you better do it to the best of your ability regardless. So if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the want, you don't have the desire, you just got to fake it until you make it, because that goes such a an unbelievably long way. Whether and it's, it probably isn't that great to say some of the stuff, but when you're meeting someone new at the office, right? You probably don't really care about having a new conversation with them every single time, but you better come off as a guy who's genuinely interested and representing yourself and your company in a good way. That's the smallest example of it. But if you ain't got it that day, you're being a dick, you're being a bitch, you better turn that frown upside down for those few minutes and represent yourself well, right? When you wake up at 6 a.m. and you got to go run a 5:30 mile, you might not be sore, but you better trick your body and fake it till you make it to feel like you are ready to roll and that you're in the best state of mind and you're in the best physical condition that you can be in, so that you trick your body into successfully getting that mile time, right? It's the little stuff like that where if you're, who in the world has it every single day? No one's got it every day, but if you ain't got it, you better fake it. Because that goes a long way.
I think the smartest and most successful people, they go to school to educate themselves and be smarter people. Everyone in reality, we're all just going through life. No one knows what the hell's going on. Seriously, no one knows what the hell is going on. And the most, I think, successful people who've elevated their lives are ones that fake it, they learn, they go along with the flow, and they continue to come off with that confidence that they think they know where they're going. And later down the road, they're elevated higher than where they were before. And that right, Joey?
That's definitely a way better example than what I gave. Because, like, you think about, like, you go into a job interview, and if they ask you, hey, what's your experience like with this? Are you going to say, oh, I have no experience with that if it's a job you really want? Hell no. You're going to make up some roundabout way of being like, oh, I have a ton of experience with that. I did X, Y, and Z. You know, I know maybe it's not the direct connection, but, like, I guarantee you that I'll knock it out of the park once you hire me. Like, that's a great example of faking it when you ain't got it, right? Literally, you don't have it. You literally don't have it. You got to fake it. So I think that's a great example. It's spot on, right? Like, pretend, even if you don't have all the answers, maybe pretend like you do and come off in that confidence. Like, that's what great leaders do too, right? I mean, like they bring people along with them because they trust them and they believe in them and stuff, and they might be sitting there scared shitless, but they're gonna fake like they are as confident as anybody else, right? So that's a really good example, I think, Parker.
Joey, that was an incredible mental motto. That was a spectacular episode. We've been going over an hour. Because we're friends, we could do this for probably 12 hours, forever. But we want to thank you for coming back on the show, for shooting the shit with us, for having laughs, having some good times, sharing some insight on your life and what you're up to. Your skill in the world is entertaining and connecting with people. And I'm glad you're not a basketball coach because I get to spend more time with you selfishly. But I think you have a really bright career just being yourself and being your own personal brand. So thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for entertaining Parker, myself, and Elevation Nation. And we love you, bro.
Always a blast. You guys know I'll come on whenever you need me. This is always it's so much fun hanging out with you guys. You guys are doing such an awesome thing. I love following you guys in everything that you guys are doing. I'm excited for the future for all of us. I mean, we're on a rocket trajectory, all of us. It's going to be a blast, and it's fun that I get to be on the ride with you guys. And
we're on a NetJet, if you would call it. That's where we're going. NetJet.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love it. This was a blast, guys. Thanks for having me.
Elevation Nation, until next week, peace.